This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I am Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling, and it is official. The New York City Communist Socialist experiment has failed 4 months in. 4 months in. And you got Mamdani in a press conference already saying we've ran out of New York City's money. We ran out of other people's money. So what are they going to do? They're going to go after the rest of the state of New York's money. Please give us your money. And Kathy Hochul will give it to him.
If she does, I think she'll wait till after the election. Because if she starts giving away pension money, that's a
runaway. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Not true, Jack. I live here.
It doesn't matter.
I'm telling you, I live here.
I know. But
gives away pension money. If she wants to go down that road, she is opening up a Pandora's box that a shitstorm, and I don't really use profanity on here, that she will never have seen before in her life. I'm just telling you.
But do you believe it? Do you see what she's already wanting to do? She's wanting to tax people for having property there, for homes there, extra. They call it a renewal tax. And the thing, or what's going to happen here, Jay, is first of all, it's going to apply to second homes and $5 million. Then it's going to lower the threshold. Then it's going to lower the threshold more. Then it's anybody with a second home. Then it's going to be anybody with extra property. Then it's going to be every property. That's how these laws work. They don't ever go backwards. They only go forward. It's like the California law. Do you know what's happening in California right now? What they want to do in California is they want you to list. Right now, they're trying to pass a law where you have to list every single one of your assets. I'm talking everything you got in crypto, everything you got in cash in the bank, every property you own. Why? Because they are going to tax people that have over a certain threshold. But guess what? There's language in that bill that once it passes, they can lower the threshold to whatever they want. They can make it annual. They can make it permanent. And that's what will happen.
It's mission creep. You get an in, and then you just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. Absolutely, 100%. That's what happens. That's what would happen here. What I'm saying is this. People in this state are used to property taxes. They're going to raise your property taxes. We're used to that.
Why the hell would anybody live in New York State?
We're immune to it at this point. When it comes to, though, going after pensions and saying we're delaying your pensions, that hasn't happened probably since the 1970s, especially in New York City, when you had actually NYPD laying people off, and then later on they brought them back if they wanted to come back, but they laid people off. This is going back to 1970s dystopia in New York City. That's what this will remind people of who are around. And if they weren't around, they're going to learn about it real quick. That's why if Kathy Hochul does this, in a way, Jack, I almost want her to do it. I don't want her to do it. I don't want to see people's pensions they're saying it won't affect people who are retired now. That's what they always say. Right. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want that to happen. But in a way, I do want her to make that leap because it might actually give Bruce Blakeman, who I don't think is a great candidate for the governor. He's a great Nassau County executive. Do I think he's a great gubernatorial candidate? I don't know. We'll see, but
he's not.
It would give
that's
him,
why they run him, because he's not, Jay.
It would give him, Jack, I'm telling you,
he will never win. I know. I realize about the pensioning. Believe me, if every cop in the state of New York turned against her, she still
Jack,
wouldn't win.
Jack, teachers. He's talking about teachers, and we know who they vote for. So is she going to really go after? She would have to go after everybody. She can't just single out the cops.
But don't you understand the delusion of the liberal mind? They will still vote for her because they will say it's better than the opposition. I'm telling you, she will win no matter what. Why do you think the Republicans ran one of the worst candidates they could find? Somebody with no experience and really no prospects to win. She's talking about adding more taxes after she said no more taxes, and they're still going to vote her in. The state that you're in, man, it's a mental state.
Well, you're talking about the 5 boroughs, Albany and basically Rochester. Everywhere else is pretty red. Everywhere else in New York is pretty red.
Everywhere else is rural.
No, it's the only places that are highly populated that vote pretty much more Republican is Long Island, which is Nassau and Suffolk County, which is there's millions of people. But then when you bring in the boroughs of New York City, it's 8 to 10 to 12 million people. It's very hard to compete with. Then you throw in a city like Albany, which has a lot of people, and a place like Rochester. It's hard to overcome. Pretty much everybody in the state who's Republican, the turnout has to be overwhelming. And I don't know that Bruce Blakeman is the person to get people to go rah-rah and come out and vote. But I'm telling you now, if she does this, if she does this, she's really playing with fire, Jack. I'm just telling you, she might win, but she will hurt the Democrat Party in New York overall. I'm just telling you.
She would hurt the Democrat Party overall, but I can promise you it would not be enough for Republicans to overtake them at any point, because they are so entrenched in that mindset. The liberal mindset, literally, they will burn themselves to the ground before they allow Republicans to win. Doesn't matter. You can take all my money. You can make me homeless. I'm still going to vote for your policies, because it's a mindset. It's a sickness. It's not a logical sense. You're saying if they take away my pension, I'm logically not going to vote for that person. It's not a logical sense here.
That's the one thing, though. You take away my retirement or try to hit into my retirement that I worked for and I signed up for, eyes wide open, and now all of a sudden you're telling me, and if you're a smart politician as a Republican, you can go after that. Like, you signed up, you paid. Now they want to give this money to who? People that just got here, people that don't belong here. We know in New York State, it's a sanctuary state, it's a sanctuary city. You could play on that. And at the very least, maybe they don't show up and vote. If Kathy Hochul does this and grants this to Zohran Mamdani, she is really playing with fire in a way. I hope she does it. I don't want her to do it, but part of me says, yeah, go for it. See how it works out for you.
What's going to happen is if she does it, she's still going to win. So they're going to have no pensions and a horrible governor. And I'm going to tell you, because it is a mental sickness. It's an actual illness. I mean, and that's the thing. They are willing to set themselves on fire. Like the monk, I will set myself on fire before I allow them to conquer me. That is their thought process. That is the mindset. No matter what they do to them, Jay, they will always say they are the better option. Always. Because it's just something that is ingrained in their mind now through the propaganda. Some people are so gullible. Not some people. Half the country is so gullible, so easily manipulated, that it's so far ingrained into their mind now that Republican bad, Democrat good, they're going to vote for them no matter what happens. And like I said, they come out in droves because they're motivated by hate, anger, and envy. Okay, those are the three things that motivate them, and that is why they all come out to vote. And that is why she will win. Even if she blows up New York City with a nuclear bomb, she will win the state of governor.
Would you mind if I just went through real quick what he wants to do?
Who?
Mamdani.
Oh, we are. Yeah, I mean, you can, but it ain't gonna. I'm telling you, it's not going to make a difference to them.
Well, he's saying he wants to consider a plan to delay the city's contributions to municipal pension funds, which cover police, teachers, firefighters, and other city workers. The only one of that lot that vote Republican are police and firefighters. Everybody else, teachers and other city workers, for the most part, vote Democrat. There's a $5.4 billion, what is this? Reports cite around $5.4 billion deficit through June of 2027, up to $7 to $12 billion. I mean, how are we even considering paying for people, paying for people's benefits, paying for their food, paying for their school, paying for their clothes, when you are bleeding money to the point where you're talking about a $10 to $12 billion deficit, and you're telling people who went to work, did the right thing, did what they signed up for, that you're going to risk their retirement? This is insanity. And you're right, Jack. People that would still vote a certain way after they're even considering this are insane.
That's the thing. You're expecting people to be logical about the votes, and it's not going to happen. The votes are not logical. They're emotional, and it's not going to happen. She's going to win. I mean, that's why the Republicans ran who they ran, because he's what you would call a tomato. Okay. He's a tomato can. That's in boxing. That's a term where it's a very easy win. Okay. And that's what he is. He's a tomato can.
I still want to know why Elise Stefanik, she wanted more time with her family. I don't buy it.
No, nobody ever wants more time. Who the hell wants more time with their family, Jay?
Well, first of all, she would have had Elise Stefanik would have had a good chance to beat Kathy Hochul. And then all of a sudden they rug pull her from us.
Maybe that's why.
I don't know, man. It's perplexing to me. And as I said, Bruce Blakeman seems like a nice guy. He does a good job in Nassau County, which is a purple county, and he's won it twice and won it pretty convincingly twice. He's doing a good job threading the needle there. And he was actually the first one in the whole country, Jack, who took a stand about men going into women's locker rooms. He stopped that crap in Nassau County. He was the first one to do it, and a lot of people.
He's a tomato can, man.
Just saying. He does have something going, but it's just I don't see him as having enough charisma or enough presence to overtake or to maybe just twist people into maybe changing their vote. But if Kathy Hochul does this, she's handing him something on a silver platter. Literally.
But again, it doesn't matter to them. They know the sickness. That's why they attract the sickness. That's why they cater and pander to the sickness, because they know the sickness will always vote for them because it is a sickness. So let me tell you, man, I wish I had some kind of rich donor I knew. I would go run right now for governor. I would love to run and just, I would be like Trump and say exactly what the hell I want to say. I mean, I would say every bit of what I want to say, not hold back like these other pussy politicians out there. I would love to cuss. I would be like, fuck you. You know, that's what I mean, I would get down and dirty like Trump. I would love to do that. But again, how the hell do you start that? You know, I mean, who the hell? I don't know billionaires. Do you?
No, not personally.
And how can good people ever try to get in? How can real people ever try to get in?
It's tough. Very tough. You have to start. What you have to do is start out real local, build yourself up. I'm just saying the way it would work perfectly. The way it would work perfectly, if it did work, was you would start local, you'd build yourself up, you'd make your reputation, you'd get name recognition, and then hopefully somebody and certain people start to believe in you, and they start to fund you, and it snowballs from there. But other than that,
the Trump treatment, baby. I want to go straight to president.
Well,
I don't care. I would like to be governor of a blue state. I want to be governor of California or New York. I'll turn that bitch around in a year. Give me 1 year.
No, do me a favor. Worry about North Carolina, because how you guys have a Democrat governor is pissing me off.
It's I don't know how the hell that keeps happening. I'll tell you though that we're one vote away from a super majority in the General Assembly, so I don't have to worry about anything going through that we don't want to go through. So I'm not really worried about North Carolina. The governor can do nothing. He can't do anything, in fact, and we can override his vetoes as well.
Well, but how great would it be if you had a Republican governor where you could really turn the state into
it would be wonderful. That's why I don't understand how Trump wins North Carolina. We have a one vote away from a super majority where we can override any veto the governor makes, yet the governor is always a Democrat.
It's one of those things. Kentucky's another state that's baffling to me. Kentucky.
Well, it's not really baffling, I would say. I'd say it's more like it's
a red state.
Yeah, well, it's not baffling. I think we know what's going on.
Well, Save America Act might help. And Jack, I have a solution I showed you today for the Save America Act. King Charles, why he was, listen, I don't know why King Charles is here. I thought we didn't care about what England, if 250 years ago, we decided we didn't want to hear from them anymore. But anyway, King Charles was here and he spoke in front of Congress today, Jack. He spoke in front of Congress. And King Charles, since he is a king, he should just pass the Save America Act. I think
I don't think he has any authority in America.
Well, I think he's a king. He's a king, Jack.
Of his country.
Yes.
In fact, even in his country, he doesn't have much authority. It's mostly a ceremonial role.
I don't care. If John Thune can't get it done, we have a king in Congress. I want the king to sign the Save America Act into law. How's that?
He at least advocate for it.
Well, I don't know I didn't really listen to what he had
I didn't
to say.
either. I don't know what the hell he said, but I can tell you he didn't advocate for Save America.
Well, here's what he did, though. Here's what happened there, Jack, real quick. The Democrats actually, how the Democrats, when President Trump speaks at a State of the Union or anytime he goes before Congress, they won't stand for a kid with brain cancer who wants to be a cop, right? They don't get up for that. Yeah. They don't get up when President Trump says our first priority should be Americans over legal aliens. They sit down. But today, when Prince Charles spoke, King Charles, he's been Prince Charles most of my life. King Charles spoke. They stood up and clapped for King Charles. They stood up for a king, Jack. I thought they didn't want any kings. No kings?
Yeah, of course not. No. It's again, they're all. That's why it's just the entire Democrat Party is so fraudulent. I mean, they commit financial fraud. They commit intellectual fraud. They commit physical fraud. They commit every possible fraud you could think of. Their own characters are frauds. I mean, there's not a single thing that's real or true about the Democrat Party. And Deborah, I would, again, I'm being serious when I said I would run if I could find people that could back me. That's the hard part, though, Deborah, is finding. See, that's the thing. In politics, it's about money, and that, I mean, I would love to, if I could run for governor and have a shot at it without any money. Oh, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I have no shot unless I have people willing to give me millions of dollars, that's why our government is the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, listen, President Trump won because he's a self-funded billionaire. He was a privately funded billionaire. He wasn't part of a publicly traded company. And he's President Trump, and he's Donald Trump. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I mean, let's be honest. It really is. And he came along at the right place, right time. getting back to I'm very confused, Jack, by the Democrats. I don't know anymore. They clap for kings. They stand for kings.
Well, I got to show you something.
Go ahead.
I want to show you something really cool. So I found this video earlier of this guy explaining the way the woke racist thing is. Okay. It's a guy, he's overseas. I believe he's in London or in England, somewhere in England. I don't know if it's London, but he's somewhere in the UK. Okay. And he explains how every other race is allowed to be racist towards whites, but whites are not allowed to do anything at all, including criticism, not racism, just plain criticism. I want you guys to hear this, because this, not only is it brilliant, this guy is very intelligent. But see, most people can say things like this, but they can't articulate it the way this man does. This man articulates it in a perfect fashion. Once you hear this, you're going to be like, wow, that's incredible. Where the hell do I find that video? Because I'm telling you right now, the dude, he just articulates it perfectly. Once in a while, you have someone come along that can just blow your mind. You hear the same shit all the time, but when you hear somebody put it in the correct order, mind-blowing. All right, I want you guys to take a listen to this.
Because that's what it seems like. It seems like racist equals white, because no black man can be racist to me. If I criticize a Jew, I'm an anti-Semite. If I criticize an Islamic, I'm an Islamophobe. What are you if you criticize me? What are you if you try and replace me? What are you if you try and tell me I'm wrong for wanting to protect my children? Apparently, you're a perfectly reasonable person, but I'm a racist for wanting to protect my future. No, bullshit. I don't accept the 14 words as a thing. I think it's ridiculous that anyone could even say that they own this concept, as every human thinks this thing. Black people go on and on and on about black. Asians, like Indians, will tell you that India is the best at this. This is Indian, that's Indian, everything's brilliant that is Indian. Good for you. You love your people. I'm glad for you. I love mine. But don't call me on a racist just because you don't like the word white. If you don't like the word white, maybe you shouldn't live in a white country.
Thank you.
Like, really, if you don't like white people, go away. White people live here. I'm really sick of it. I'll be honest, I'm really sick of it. I'm sick of us being exceptionalized. This is happening every Western country. What we used to call Christendom is under attack by its own people, by its own elite. And we're supposed to just sit here and be arrested for having an opinion. No, I'm not a racist because I'm white. I'm a racist because I'm a human. Every fucking human is racist.
Thank you.
It's normal to love your own people more than you love other people.
Thank you.
It's normal. The creation of the word racist doesn't suddenly make me an evil person. It's a concept. It's not even a real thing.
It's not even a real thing. That man is brilliant. That is the best, most articulate thing I have ever heard somebody put that in. He's right. It's not a real thing. It is human to be racist. I mean, be honest. Do you hang out with all the opposite race, or you hang out with your own race? Do you feel comfortable around your own race? Do you feel a little weird around another race? If there's a black guy coming at you at night in a hoodie, walking towards you, the hood's up, are you going to cross to the other side? Or are you going to, walk by and see what happens? It's normal to be racist. It is what it is. I am going to start normalizing racism right here.
No, we're not.
I am. He may not, but I am. It is normal to be racist, just like the man said. When black people always talk about black accomplishments, Indian people always talk about Indian accomplishments. If a white person talks about white accomplishments, what the hell is that? I'm a racist because I enjoy my race more than yours. Then that makes everybody a fucking racist.
All right. So, we're not going to start racism. We're just going to start as normal. That's just normal. It's normal thinking. That's all it is.
Well, but it's racism, but it's normal,
It's not racist. It's just normal. Like he said, it's not racist to be proud.
That's what exactly. Racism is a concept. It's not real. I mean,
there is hating someone or not wanting to talk to someone just because of their race. Like if somebody doesn't want to talk to me because I'm white, they're being racist. If somebody says, I don't even want to hang out with them or give them a shot or let them in my store because they're white, that's racist. And it goes every way, right? That's racist. But being proud of who you are, where you come from, where you live, where any of that, there's nothing racist about that. It's not. And it's not racist for a white person to feel that way. It's not racist for anybody to feel that way. But it is true, when white people do it, they're accused of being racist, just being proud of who they are or anything like that. No, that's where the problem is. There's where the problem is. And it's gotten so bad lately. I thought we were past this, honestly, when I was in school.
Oh no, we were past it. Even in the Bush years, we were past it.
Yeah.
But once we got to Obama, things changed.
100%.
But I'm going to tell you right here on Secret America, Jack Danger normalizes racism. Headline. I'm telling you right now, the guy, he's brilliant. Racism is just a concept. You might say, just like time is a concept. You think it's a real thing. But how do we measure time, Jay? We measure it by changes in your physical appearance, by changes. If there weren't any changes, if everything stayed the same, how could you measure time? You can't. It's a concept.
Well, I look the same as I did when I was 20. I don't know what anybody else is doing.
It's a concept, just like racism is a concept. It is what it is, man. People can be upset all they want. I honestly don't care.
No, listen,
I really don't care.
I think what he said, he didn't say anything wrong there. He said
It's
was
not
right.
wrong.
No,
it's
he was
human
right.
nature to feel comfortable around your own race.
Yeah, for the most part, absolutely.
No, not for the most part.
No, I think for the most part, you can be comfortable around other races.
You can, but who do you gravitate towards? Honestly, everybody.
Oh God, I don't know that that's true anymore.
Who do you feel at home with more? Honestly,
hold on. We see more and more like mixed couples. So people are gravitating towards different races when they want to be with somebody in a relationship.
You have to want to do that, though. I'm talking about innate, inside, natural instincts. Okay, I'm not talking about what you want, what you're being told to do, or what propaganda has told you to do. I'm talking about your natural instincts. If you are, let's say you don't know anything about anything, right? You're just walking down the street. You've got a group of black people over here. You got a group of white people over here. You're white. Who are you going to feel more comfortable passing? Honestly, let's be honest for a second.
I guess you're going to be more comfortable passing the people you're associated with.
Exactly. The people, not the people you're associated with, the people that are your people.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
That's what I mean. The people that you look like, I guess. It's just human nature. It's human nature. It's human nature.
That's exactly right. It's human nature.
Isn't that why we have certain races? Because the same people got together?
I'll tell you right now, if there wasn't, why even, if you don't want racism, why even define races? Why not just call everybody white or black? Who cares? If you don't want racism, you're calling people different races. You got all these terms. Honestly, it's just insane.
No, I agree. Listen, I agree with that. Morgan Freeman, before he got TDS, I bring this up all the time. It was with, what's his face? Chris Wallace on 60 Minutes. And he kind of bashed Black History Month. He's like, why do we do? I just want to be Morgan Freeman. You don't have to call me a black man. And then Morgan Freeman now has gone off the reservation because he's got TDS. But he was right. I think racism exists because we keep talking about it. That's how I feel.
Exactly why it is. I told you it's a concept. It's not a real thing. Listen, let me tell you why it's a concept, Jay. When you're a baby, are you racist when you come out of the womb?
Of course not.
Then it's a concept. It's in your fucking mind. It's not a real thing. It's something that you're either taught or you create based on experience. It is not real.
And they're twisting everything now. Jack, did you know that 4-year-olds can decide whether or not they want to be a boy or a girl? Did you know that?
Oh my God.
Give me
Did you see that Bill Maher episode with David Cross?
Which one?
It was a Bill Maher episode with David Cross. The guy, he was interviewing David Cross, and Bill Maher is a leftist, but he's not an insane leftist like these other motherfuckers.
Bill Maher.
Says, Bill Maher, Maher, what it doesn't matter. But I have a problem pronouncing last people's names because it's just ridiculous how some people spell shit. But anyways, he talks to David Cross, right? Who's a funny actor. He's on Scary Movie 2, all that stuff. But David Cross says, "Hey, my daughter has a friend. She's 3 years old. She's a transgender boy." Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? No. So now if you are a tomboy, they're gonna cut off they're gonna cut off your tits. They're gonna gonna fashion a dick out of your ass cheek.
Yeah. No, it's sick. That's the thing. That's fake. 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, they can't decide this stuff. Actually, Jack, we have an age of this in this country, in our society, and mostly around the world, where you're really not able to make a lot of decisions before the age of 18. But all of a sudden, we've decided that kids can decide on their race, their gender, it's insanity. No, when you come out of the womb, no, there is not. Nobody is racist out of the womb. It's impossible. Nobody is racist or has racist thoughts. I don't think. I mean, if kids didn't grow up thinking that, I experiment this. I'm thinking right now. If you didn't bring up race, if you didn't bring up race to kids throughout those years, would they even be able to have the concept in their mind of racism? Like you said, it's a concept.
No, they wouldn't, and I'll tell you why. Because there actually are kids that have grown up with animals in the wild, okay? They are not racist. They don't even know half the concepts that are going on in the world. There are actual kids. It's a rare cases, but you can see it. You can document it. You can go look at it, actually. Kids where do you think that stereotype raised by wolves came from? There are actual people that have been raised with animals their entire lives. They act like the animals. They are not racist or angry towards anybody. They don't have any transgender dysphoria in their fucking head. If you've got gender dysphoria, that is a mental ill. Let me ask you, Jay, do you think it's more likely that you have a mental problem that could be helped with psychologists, or that God put you in the wrong body?
No, God didn't put anybody in the wrong body.
I mean, it's in your head, man.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. You notice little kids when they play in a playground, they don't see color. They just see another little kid they want to go play with. If nobody ever told them anything, they would just see somebody else they want to go play with. That's it. That's all they see. They see another little kid. Like white people don't all look the same. We don't look alike, Jack. We don't look alike, but we are considered white. Yeah. And I get pretty damn dark in the summer, I'll tell you right now. But we're considered white. We don't look, but we don't, it's something that people have been, it's been drilled into their head. It's been drilled into everybody's head. If we stop talking about it and everybody just went about their damn life and did the best they could with the opportunity that they've been given, we'd just be a whole lot better off. 100%.
Absolutely. It would be nice, but obviously that's not the,
it's not.
Not the world we live in.
No, unfortunately, it's not, and it's been forever. I mean, forever. It's just horrible.
I was trying to find this compilation that I saw of black on white violence. They had 2-year-olds beating the shit out of little white girls. It's absolutely insanity, and I'm going to show this. I'm going to show this for everybody because it's stuff that needs to be shown. Okay, it's true. I'm sorry if it makes people feel uncomfortable.
Am I losing you, Jack?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you just cut out for a second.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I'm going to show this now because it's real. These things happened. Black on white violence. I'm sorry. It's real thing. So I'm going to show everybody right now what this looks like. This is going to be very interesting. I have not seen this video beforehand, but honestly, I mean, what else could it be? I mean, it's, black on white violence. It is what it is. Let's take a look together.
Okay.
Fact, of the 400,000 non-homicide violent black-white crimes, 85% are black perp, 15% the other way around.
The video clearly shows 4 guys walking up to Mason and attacking. He never lets go of his groceries as they take turns kicking and punching him on the ground.
He comes up to me, kicks me in the face, and screams Black Lives Matter.
Step in a circle! Step in a circle! I'm fucking peaceful and you're bullshit.
Fact, blacks kill 2 times as many whites as whites kill blacks.
Look at these dirty ass crackers.
People who are blindly blaming black protesters for looting and vandalizing are largely racist. Or the president.
Shit, nigga.
In Chicago, a toddler is now the latest victim of the city's deadly surge in gun violence.
Fact, blacks, 13% of the population, commit 50% of the murders. Usually young black men. This means roughly 3% of the population is responsible for nearly half of the nation's homicides.
Did you hear that? 3% of the population responsible for nearly half of the nation's homicides. That's not a coincidence.
See the suspect walk up to a man last night on New Lots Avenue, pull out a gun, and start firing as people scatter.
I want to see white people do
An
this.
argument over Black Lives Matter and language led to a confrontation and eventually gunfire early Sunday morning. Jessica Doty Whitaker leaves behind a little boy.
Look at this. Woman's in a wheelchair. She's white, though.
Take a look. Police say this guy has attacked 4 white people across Manhattan, seemingly at random. Detectives also say he's made anti-white remarks. In one incident, he whacked a 64-year-old woman with a wooden stick.
It's a sign of the times.
Like animals.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of volatile behavior going on due to the climate of the country. So you can't expect much other than.
That's what it is. It is what it is. I'm sorry. That's what it is. And you don't see white people doing that shit.
Well, just this week, Southern Poverty Law Center indicted. Why? Because they were basically paying white extremist groups, quote unquote, to do stuff.
They had to create white violence. They had to create white racism. Yeah,
correct. And what I've been saying for a while, like the Juicy Smollett with the fake thing, with the Bubba Wallace, the garage pull, and other hoaxes. White racism, does it exist? Yeah, of course it exists. All racism all around all races exists. But it's not this pandemic, epidemic, whatever Joe Biden and the Democrats want to call it. In fact, their organizations like SPLC were paying to manufacture it to make it seem like it was a problem. So it's so rare that we have to have it manufactured. That's how rare it is.
Yeah.
When it's white. All right. Now, what we just saw obviously shows a problem. Now, that problem needs to be addressed. What do they say about alcoholism or drug addiction or anything like that, a gambling problem? You can't start to work on it until you admit that there's a problem. So if somebody has the balls to actually admit that there's a problem, maybe we could start making some headway into
I'm happy to admit there's a problem. There's fucking black on white violence problem, if you want the truth.
There is. There's a black on black violence problem.
There's just a black violence problem.
There's a problem. There's a problem. And mostly in Democrat-run cities, let's be honest.
And why do you think people feel more comfortable with their own race? I mean, I would never go and drive through the fucking hood. I just wouldn't do it.
Well, hold on. You're right. But at the same time, I'm sure there are a lot of black people in a lot of those neighborhoods that don't feel comfortable. But
well, I'm sure there are. Don't get me wrong. It's not a universal thing, man.
No.
But let's say there was a group of blacks and a group of whites. The black would feel more comfortable with blacks, just like the white would feel more comfortable with whites, all things being equal. You froze. You're frozen.
I hear you. All things being equal.
Yeah.
You were going to say all things being equal. I froze for a second.
Yeah.
No, you're not wrong. You're right. It's just something that has to be discussed, honestly. I mean, we're discussing it here. But when are people that can actually, do something about it going to discuss it honestly?
Well, I'm going to tell you what's the problem. The Democrats want this because they want the votes and they want the money. But the Republicans aren't going to do anything about it because they either fear the Democrats or they just don't give a shit. I don't know.
Well, black men, especially in last election, started to trend towards Republicans, as President Trump specifically.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
Oh, I know.
In numbers that
it's still only like 20%.
Still, but Jack, it used to be single digits.
Don't get me wrong. It's a headway. It's a start, but I mean, it's still very, very small.
No, it's way smaller than it should be because we're not the party of racism. The Democrats are. They always have been. There was no big switch, the Southern strategy, all that crap. It's a lie. It's all a lie. Yeah. Democrats have always been the party of racism and the party of identity, and that's all that matters to them, and the party of separating people based on how they look, what their gender is, what their sexuality is. Those are the Democrats, period. The Republicans, if you have American values, if you care about the United States of America, if you're America first, if you love this country and want this country to do well, and you want to take the opportunity that this country gives you to make your life better, you're welcome into the Republican tent. Democrats, it is not that way. You're either all in or you're out. And that's all there is to it. And it's not debatable.
No. All right. So, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I want to switch the topic for a second because we talked about the Southern Law Poverty Center. And I got to say, for people that think Todd Blanche is doing a good job, and I want to show you something here, okay? This right here is the actual, thing of where you can see how well she did versus him. But this is kind of like a misnomer, it's a well, the problem is in 26 days, he's done some good things. He indicted the Southern Poverty Law Center. He did a massive raid on the fraud network in Minnesota. He just indicted Fauci's advisor, and he did something that was awesome, which was put out an arrest warrant for James Comey for the 8647 to kill President Trump. That was really awesome. But I gotta say though, Jay, the guy's a snake. Anybody that is letting their guard down right now are just not smart people. And I'm going to tell you why. The man, what he did was he held Bondi back. He has been the snake the entire time. He is the reason Bondi did nothing. Why do you think as soon as she was ousted, now he's going after everything he can because he doesn't want to be the acting AG. He wants to be the AG. Okay? Once he gets what he wants, what do you think he's going to do? It's not going to be what you want. The dude is a snake. This is the same guy that said there was no sexual abuse of girls on Epstein Island. The same guy who said, don't you think if there was, we'd prosecute it? I don't even know what that means. Sexual abuse of girls. What does that mean? Same guy.
Here's what I'm going to say.
He's a snake.
All right. If he was the one holding back Bondi, why did Bondi allow it?
He's
Bondi
the one that people think that position gives you the power. No,
well, it does.
That gives you the power.
But
he's been entrenched, man. He is entrenched in there.
But Jack, he was not there before. He wasn't in government. He was President Trump's personal lawyer.
That's the thing. He knows more than she does. He has his ear more than she does. And now he's going to be.
I get it. And I can't say what you're saying is completely wrong. I can't. But at the same time, and I agree, say he does get confirmed, say as the AG. Am I worried that he will go back to being what it was before and nothing happens? Yeah.
No, it'll be worse than that. It'll be worse than that.
But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take what I'm getting now because this is what we've been wanting. And right now he's on a roll.
That's the man roll right there. What you just said is the problem right there. People will let their guards down and think, hey, let's get this guy. There's going to be a movement to make Todd Blanche as AG. Everybody is going to forget. They're going to memory hold the Epstein thing. Oh, no, sexual abuse of women. What the hell? I don't even know what that means. That is the real Todd Blanche. You saw the real Todd Blanche during that press conference. You are not seeing the real Todd Blanche now. Is what he's doing nice? Fine. That's great. Wonderful. But that does not mean he should be the attorney general, the permanent attorney general. He's only doing these things. I can guarantee you, as soon as he gets to be attorney general, all these indictments will be dismissed. All of them.
Let's see if President Trump, first of all, President Trump's got to decide whether or not he wants
President Trump takes bad advice.
Well, let's see what happens. If we start hearing that the attorney general is going to be Todd Blanche, we can get concerned. What we have been hearing, that's going to be Lee Zeldin. Lee Zeldin has been on Capitol Hill the last couple of days ripping
That'd be
Democrats.
Wonderful.
No, he's been ripping Democrats to shreds.
Lee Zeldin's awesome.
As the EPA administrator. Maybe that's why he hasn't been named yet. There's a strong feelings out there that it is going to be Lee Zeldin.
That's why Blanche is doing this, Jay, because he held. Look, what happens, Jay, if you say you got a boss, right? And you're a little more powerful than the boss, but you don't have that position. So what do? You hold the boss back until eventually the boss gets let go. Then when you become the acting boss, you go full force. You want to make sure that you get that position. See, he was never going to get that position. That's why he did what he did. He's a snake.
Well, why didn't Pam Bondi, or why isn't she burning him down now? Nothing
because
holding her back.
She's weak. He still controls her. It's not about the position.
How does he still control her? She's gone.
It's not about, I told you, that's why even when she was his boss, it's not about the position. It's about who you know. Whoever he knows can hold her back, whatever he knows. And it may be what he knows, not who he knows. I don't know. But I can tell you right now, there's a reason that all of a sudden she was doing nothing this whole time. She was taking all the criticism. Then she was let go. Now he's going full force. Don't forget. Do not forget. This is the same man who showed you who he was.
I gotta be honest. I don't care about Jeffrey Epstein anymore. I don't care. I don't.
That's not the point.
I don't care.
The point is what he said. I'm going to pull it up. People seem to memory hole shit way too easily in America.
Go ahead. Pull it up exactly what he said. Pull up that press conference. I
want you to hear exactly what the hell he said.
I remember it. I just, I'm in
memory hole. Everybody memory holes the shit.
I'll put it out there so everybody remembers it. But I got to be honest. I'm in the now. I don't know that Todd Blanche is going to be the AG. I'm sure. Is he jockeying for it? It's human nature, of course. Of course he would want to be. But
if he keeps doing this, the reason he's doing this is because he knows it'll create enough support to get him as AG. You don't wait until it's at the gates, man. You stop the war before it even gets there.
I'm not supporting Todd Blanche to be the Attorney General. I don't want to.
Take a listen. I want you to hear this, Jay. I want everybody to hear this.
Thank you. You said this is the end of the Epstein, of your review of the Epstein files. So just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow-up.
I mean, you just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said, and I don't know to be true. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? Like, what does that mean? I mean, I don't understand what that means.
He doesn't understand what that means. I mean,
they're the men who abused the young women through Epstein's.
Look, we said in July, and it remains as true today as it was in July. If we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them.
So right there, he's saying no women were abused on Epstein Island as far as he knows. That's what he's saying.
By other men. He's not saying by Jeffrey Epstein. He's saying by other men.
Who cares about you're telling me that all these men flew to this island, all these people, all these witnesses, all these different things. He's saying that they were not abused. That's what he's saying. He's saying
hold on. He's saying they weren't abused, that we don't have evidence or
No. He didn't say evidence. He said information.
Other men.
Yeah, Jay, so what you're saying is you believe the fact that there were no other abuses other than Jeffrey Epstein. Is that what you're telling me?
In the files, have we seen them?
It doesn't matter, Jay. There's witness testimony. Thousands of hours of witness testimony, Jay. Thousands of documents. You can go view them yourself.
Then why weren't they prosecuted before Todd Blanche? This is way before him, and it's very hard to prove.
Because Biden was the president, man. Come on.
But hold on. That's Todd. Listen, Jack. I'm just saying. Has Todd Blanche seen that evidence?
Are you kidding me? You kidding me?
I don't.
Are you kidding me right now?
No,
he's doing a press conference about it. He's seen it. Trust me.
Again, is it prosecutable?
Jay, he didn't say evidence. He said information. They have information. Whether you have evidence, prosecutable evidence, that's another thing. He actually said men abused two young girls. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Jay, he's telling you who he is. Why won't you believe him?
Here's the thing. I'm not saying that Todd Blanche is the greatest guy, and I want him to be
No,
the
he's
AG.
not the not greatest guy. He's a snake.
They're all snakes. How do you think
this man,
AG?
Jay,
Jack,
man. Okay, you've read the Epstein file. You've read some of the Epstein files, right? You've at least heard some of the witness testimony, right?
Yes, you don't get to where Todd Blanche is without being a snake.
Yes, but this guy is one of the worst. Let me tell you, Jay. You've seen some of the files. You've read some of them. You've heard some of the testimony. Well, he said he has no information that any other women were abused other than by Epstein. Not a single one. No information. And when they asked that question, I don't even know what that means. What the hell are you talking about? Men who abused girls?
Where is that information then?
It's in the files and it's in the testimony. I've seen it. I've shown you files before, but there's actual recorded audio testimony from Virginia Giuffre and thousands of other women. Maybe not thousands, but hundreds of other women. I mean, there's women that have committed suicide over this shit. Women that have there's actual evidence of many other men. Why do you think it was a massive investigation? Why do you think it was called Epstein's Island? Why do you think all these people are resigning? There's a reason for that. It wasn't just Epstein.
I get that. I want to hear that again. Play
this
that again.
man says he has no information, not evidence, information. That's different. The man is a lying snake.
Play it one more time. I want to hear exactly how he answers it again.
I want you to hear that. All right, let's take a listen, everybody. Let me rewind it real quick. All right, take a listen. First, when he says, I want you to hear this. When he says, what does that even mean? That tells you everything you need to know about this man.
Thank you. You said this is the end of the Epstein, of your review of the Epstein files. So just to clarify, is the public going to learn the identities of the men who abused the girls with the information that you're releasing? And if not, why not? And then I have a quick follow-up.
I mean, you just baked in an assumption into your question that I have never said and I don't know to be true.
He right here, Jay, he says you baked an assumption that I've never said and I don't know to be true. So he's telling me that this is an assistant attorney general, okay? He's the assistant attorney general who has looked at the Epstein files. And he's even said he has. And he has listened to the testimony. And he's saying he doesn't know any of that to be true.
Okay. Is the public going to learn about men that abuse these girls? Like, what does that mean?
He tries to make the reporter feel stupid for asking. Do you see his face? I want you to see his face when he answers that question again. Look at his face.
Men that abuse these girls. Like, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Oh, he doesn't know what men that abuse these girls means. Jay, come on.
I don't understand what that means.
He doesn't understand.
Well, I mean, they're the men who abused the young women.
Look at his body
through Epstein's.
Look, we said in July, and it remains as true today as it was in July. If we had information, we meaning the Department of Justice, about men who abused women, we would prosecute them, right? We talked about the work that we're doing. That's why I said that. I said this earlier. There's this built-in assumption that somehow there's this hidden tranche of information of men that we know about that we're covering up or that we're choosing not to prosecute. That is not the case.
That is not the case, he says, Jay. So what he's doing is a man who was not there is refuting every single witness, every single document. He is refuting that and saying none of it's true. That's what he's saying.
Is he saying it's not true or I can't prosecute it? Because
No.
I don't.
He said, I don't know it to be true. Those were his words. You heard
But
it.
a lot of the stuff, Jack, in the Epstein files, all the stuff about President Trump, it's not
I'm talking about audio testimony from abused women, Jay.
About Prince Andrew, I got it.
About everybody. There are hundreds of men.
But do they have enough evidence to prosecute Prince
That's not
Andrew?
what he said. He said they don't know it to be true. Those were his words.
All right.
He is a snake.
I'm not saying Todd Blanche is a great guy.
The dude is one of the worst snakes in the world. I wish I could get. Oh man, he is Jay, I'm going to tell you right now. Yeah. If he becomes the attorney general, you will all regret it. I can promise you.
I don't want him to be. I want Lee Zeldin or somebody like Lee Zeldin. I don't want Todd Blanche. I would say the work he's doing now is good. Keep going until the new AG comes in. That's all.
There's a reason he's going so hard, though. He wants you, Jay, to get him to be the attorney general.
No, I'm not going to do that. I think that Todd Blanche should stay right where he is at the very most. And a new AG comes in, and if the new AG wants Todd Blanche to work with him as the assistant, then that's fine. And I'll take what I can get while I'm getting it with what he's doing right now. That's where I'm at. Because we got nothing with Pam Bondi for whatever reason, whether it was Todd Blanche or whether she was a coward or whether she was incompetent or all of the above. What I do know is that right now I'm getting something what I wanted. And what we wanted.
Jay, I want to answer this thing with Deb right here. She says these women knew what they were doing. They got paid well. Sorry, but not sorry. Let me tell you something. When you go to an island, when you are on a plane, first of all, you might agree to something, right? Or let's say you want to back out. You are in a place where only they can allow you to leave. You cannot leave without their permission. There's no way for you to go. Second, they don't have to pay you at all. You can't leave. You might agree to have sex with one person. Before you know it, 5 guys roll in. What are you going to do when they're all drunk? They inject you with drugs. This is not a normal situation. She's not at her parents' house. She's not she's not in some hotel room where she can get the guy to leave because she has a pimp there. It's not the same thing. They drug these women. Okay? They might agree to something. Hey, yeah, I'd love to go on a cool vacation. Yeah, I'll go with you. When she gets there, 20 guys are there. They drug her. That's what happens.
Oh no, some of the women then went in to become what they were, what they
but
were.
that doesn't make them not rape victims.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And
women,
whatever happened,
even prostitutes can say no.
Listen, whatever happened, we're never going to find out. We're never going to find out. It's just not happening. So
I know we're not going to find out, but I found out who Todd Blanche was that day,
and that's fine. And but I'm just living in right now. And as I said, right now we are getting good results right now from the DOJ,
and that's great, and that's wonderful.
Fine.
I know, and let me tell you something, Jay. What we are getting is indictments. If he becomes the AG, they will be dismissed immediately. They are show indictments.
I think the Comey one this time has more teeth. This is an arrest warrant.
I know, but what I'm saying is he will dismiss them. He's not going to prosecute them, Jay.
I don't want to jump that far, Jack. I hope not. If it does, I mean,
if he becomes the AG, I'm not saying he won't if he's the assistant, but if he becomes the AG, mark my words, mark it down. What is it? 751, 428, 2026. Mark it down. They will be dismissed if he becomes the AG, guaranteed.
We'll see what happens. Jack, real quick, do you want to get into Fauci very quickly about what happened with him today?
No, it's. I mean, I want to, but I mean, what's the point? He's got the pardon, and they're not doing anything about the auto pen shit. I don't care if they arrest some advisor, man. They're not going to arrest him.
Well, let's just go through the charges real quick. Conspiracy against the United States, destruction, alteration, falsification of records, concealment, removal, mutilation of records, aiding and abetting. He's 78 years old, accused of using his personal Gmail account instead of an NIH email because that wasn't subject to FOIA. This guy's dirty. He's Fauci's guy.
They're all dirty. I mean, yeah.
Dirty.
But see, I love the fact that he went after the, but you can't get Fauci. You just can't now that he's got the blanket fucking pardon. How can you pardon somebody for an entire decade? What the hell is that?
It's bullshit is what it is. And President Trump should do the same thing. If I'm President Trump, everybody in my cabinet, after we leave, you did this illegally. Oh, don't worry about it. You're going to get blanket pardons back to, screw it.
If I'm President Trump, I have them commit illegal things against the Democrats and then pardon them.
Exactly. That's what Joe Biden did. He opened that Pandora's box, Joe Biden, the auto pen. I agree with you. I agree. It's ridiculous. All those pardons are garbage. They should be tossed. Somebody should challenge him. Hey, Todd Blanche, you want to get on my good side? And maybe I'll say support you for AG. Go after those pardons and get them overturned because they're all fake.
I'll tell you what. If he can do that, if he can get those pardons overturned and arrest those people, I'm talking Fauci. I'm talking who else are we talking about? Mainly Fauci.
Biden's entire family.
Biden's family, Fauci, Hunter Biden for the laptop thing.
Brother.
If you can get these people arrested, Anthony Weiner and Hillary Clinton, if you can get these people arrested, actually get around the pardons, arrest them for something else. I don't care. But if you can get these people arrested, I will personally, vouch for you to be AG. I will fight for him to be AG because even if he does horrible things after that, this right here would be worth every penny.
Yeah, the January 6th committee, all those monsters.
Liz Cheney,
Raskin,
Adam Kinzinger. Yeah. Oh man,
Raskin, all of them, every last one of them. Benny Johnson, all those clowns.
Oh,
every last one of them. Yeah. So listen, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to talk about Fauci because it is our thumbnail, one of the greatest thumbnails we've ever seen. That was done.
Oh yeah, let's show it. I want to show people the thumbnail. This is an awesome thumbnail. This is by Eli. He works for the Live from America TV network, which we're a show on that network. And he makes the thumbnails for him. I give him like the ideas of what I want, and he makes them wonderful. So check this out. Look at this. This is beautiful. That is the guy, David Morenz, I think his name is. And then you got Jay right there as the cop arresting him with the Secret America police uniform. And then I'm in the Secret America police car. I mean, that is just an awesome. That's the best thumbnail he's made so far, Jay.
It's great. I love Morenz's tie. That is some.
He
tie,
wore
boy.
that today. That was his actual tie he wore today.
That is amazing. That tie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where the hell? What is that? Nickelodeon tie? What is that?
It's weird, but when I saw it earlier on Fox, I was like, "Holy shit! He's wearing that exact outfit today." That's what he wore. But I gotta say, we look really good in police uniforms in the police car, and I think we should start a Secret America police unit. That just looks cool. I mean, look, Secret America already has the red and blue in it, man. It's perfect.
Yeah. No, listen, it does. It works. It works.
Doesn't get better than that, let me tell you. So, guys, real quick, make sure you visit maxassociates.etsy.com. I'm telling you now, the things that we've talked about, now is the time more than ever to show where you stand. You need to visit maxassociates.etsy.com. Just scan the QR code in the top right or go to the website. I'm telling you, they have the best stuff. It's not like the regular shit that you can get at Walmart or, some other, patriotic store. They have actual individual things that show where you stand. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to need those when a civil war comes along. And I thought one was going to come along in 2020, but eventually it will come along. And if you don't have something that shows where you stand, we're going to assume where you stand. So I would just, do that. I mean, I'm telling you that he has the best stuff. If you want to know, if you want to show people where you stand, and in America today, you have to pick a side. Show us where you stand. Visit maxassociates.etsy.com. Tell them why, Jay. Tell them about the deal.
The deal is anything over $20, 20% off, and free shipping. You cannot beat that. That is a great, great deal for a great, great product that you're going to get from Max Associates. Period. End of story.
Absolutely. No, 20% off anything of $20 more and free shipping anywhere in the USA. Even if you don't buy something over $20, still free shipping anywhere in the United States. That tells you right there that he cares about the United States, because he's doing free shipping only in the United States. If it's out of the country, I don't know if it costs extra. I don't know if it costs shipping or not, but I can tell you in the United States, it does not cost you a dime.
Yeah. The shipping out of the country is ridiculous. So yeah, the United States is bad enough. United States is bad enough, and the fact that he's doing free shipping is still, it's awesome.
It is. It's incredible. So scan the QR code at the top right, or visit maxassociates.etsy.com. You will not be sorry. You need to show people where you stand. We should have showed them that picture of your wife. How much time do we have left?
You got about 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
Let me see if I can find that picture of your wife, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Let's see if we can find. If we got, I don't know how much. Let me see if we can find it real quick, because she got her shirt from Max Associates. Here we go. All right, check this out, guys. This right here is her shirt. This is Jay's wife, and it's her shirt. It says, "This lady loves guns." That's the shirt that she got from maxassociates.etsy.com. I got the flag that says support the country you live in, or live in the country you support. She even puts on her tweet that she's going to get some more stuff. And she's not even, she's not they're not a sponsor of her, but she loves the place just as much as anybody.
That's what I'm saying. She's wearing that at the gym, and wearing that, everybody there knows where she stands.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You want to make some friends. You want to make some like-minded people. Show people where you stand.
Absolutely. And it looks great. Not just because it's my wife. It looks great. It's a great looking shirt.
Well, yeah. That's all right. So make sure you guys follow us on Secret America. The screen name is Secret America TV on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, and Instagram. We're not on TikTok anymore because they ban you for telling the truth. That's why Jay is still on there, because he doesn't tell the truth. But still follow him. I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm kidding. He does tell the truth, but he tries to be more subtle about it. We're not so subtle on Secret America. So follow him at Apinionsberry. That's Apinions with an A. Make sure you follow him there and follow us. We are live every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Make sure you check out the show. I can promise you this show was fun and intense, and I can promise you every show is just like that. We are actually going to have some exciting upcoming guests on May 8th. We have Congressman Tim Burchett coming on. And then we also have, we're also going to have somebody, actually a former FBI agent, and a person that committed the crimes from Netflix's How to Rob a Bank. We're most likely going to be having them on too soon, Jay.
That'll be awesome. And by the way, from this show, I don't know if I could get anything on TikTok. We'll see.
No, definitely not. But we appreciate everybody that watches this. So for Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.